Greetings folks and welcome to another 8/16/32-bit. Today we're going to be looking at the 1993 Data East beat 'em up, Night Slashers. Now, Night Slashers is a very similar game to many others of the time in that it aped the style and content of Final Fight but took its own unique spin on it. The spin this time being that the entire game was themed around horror movies. So you end up fighting lots of vampires, zombies, werewolves and other weird creatures. Now the game, as I said, was released by Data East in 1993 on their arcade platform, and unfortunately it never saw a home release at all. Not even on the SNES, which was often home to many of these Final Fight-esque titles. Anyway, as you'll see in a moment, the game looks stunning and it plays really well. So, without further ado, let's have a look at some gameplay footage and I'll give you my impressions of how this game plays. So, here we go with the intro. As you can see, it's a pretty standard looking piece for an arcade game. There's some nice looking graphics that have been done in a style. To me, this opening, especially with this house, is very reminiscent of Splatterhouse and how it opens. But obviously, we move into a little bit of a pre-run where you can be introduced to the characters. I'm going to skip that, going straight into the game here. As you can see, I'm selecting the middle character, Christopher, such a manly hero's name. Before each level, you get these little nicely drawn cutscenes that set the stage. And as you can see, this is a pretty nice looking game. It's a bit gruesome as well, but it looks really good. The hardware that this ran on, I'm not exactly sure how Data East defined the machine, but I believe it was a combination of an ARM CPU and a Z80 CPU in tandem. So it performs pretty much as you would expect a 2D game of the time from the arcades to perform. As you can see, like I said, it's a pretty gruesome game and the mechanics are quite simple. You have a jump button, an attack button and a special button. Now, you accidentally saw me activate the special right at the start of the stage when I was just getting used to how I'd configured my controller here in MAME. Sorry, Final Burn Alpha, not MAME. But as you can see, I think, like most beat 'em ups, it tries to pile enemies on you, but right from the start it doesn't do it to the extent where you find the game overly difficult. After all, they want you to spend money, so they want to introduce you to the game in a manner which allows you to feel like you are progressing and you're gonna get some degree of enjoyment from it. As you can see, there's a nice little effect here with the bodies rolling out of the background. And yeah, it's an attractive game. The enemies are all sort of vaguely similar. There's a bit of palette swapping goes on, but that's pretty standard for just about every arcade machine, because even with the resources a lot of these arcade companies had, there was still a limitation. Now we have a bit of a sub-boss here. Yes. Pretty quick and easy sub-boss again there, picking up the random bits of food on the floor, because that's how you get yourself health. Here you can see I was trying to charge up the charge attack that you have by holding down your attack button. That's what I'm not very good at timing. Oh, there we go. There's Christopher's special attack, freezes all the enemies, and there you go. Sub boss is done, and we go on to the stage 1 boss, which is a Frankenstein monster type creature. A little bit of taunting there from the boss, and yeah, it's. Again, this is a relatively easy boss, especially by arcade standards, and I really do think that is designed purely to get people to play the game and get them into it. You don't want your players to be so completely defeated by the end of the first stage that they don't want to keep putting money into the machine to keep playing. Now, I have to say, I love the way this game plays. I think it's quite smooth, and I actually feel that mechanically for me it feels better than Final Fight. It has a feel which is, for me, more akin to your home based beat 'em ups like the Streets of Rage series. It's not quite there, but it's pretty good. As you can see, I've swapped the character here to I think this is Jake Hunter, super manly macho name there. with his cybernetic arms. Well, there you go. Ooh, as you can see, that's quite a nice effect where Frankenstein melts down. But yeah, that's basically stage 1, and much of the game continues in a similar tone. Now you got these again. Got another cutscene here, showcases some nicely drawn pixel art, and here we go. Nice bit of atmospheric effect going on here with some transparencies there for some fog. You see when this is a stage here, so there's new enemy types being introduced. You got this really frustrating bat. Yet another type of zombie, and in a minute we'll get to the werewolf, which does a really nice little transformation from a regular human to a sort of a long-haired, heavy metal-esque werewolf. This weird standard beat 'em up guy that looks just like a monster. You got a fire guy, and there's another attack going on. You know, the game's full of little pickups like those gold bars there. You break barrels in this one, and coming up now is something that this game does that not a lot of these types of games actually do. It changes things up and goes into a force-scrolling, almost shoot-'em-up style. But you know, there you have it. This is Night Slashers. I love this game. It's gruesome, it's gory, and it's damn fun to play. So there you have it, folks. That was Night Slashers from Data East. As I said, it never received a home conversion, which is a shame. I think it would have worked really, really well on either the SNES or the Mega Drive, but it wasn't to be. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Do feel free to leave any comments down below, and do feel free to find me on Twitter, where I'm to be found at 8_16_32bit. This is Learned Rob saying so long, and I'll see you next time.